Okay, let's take a look at problem 3, simplifying a product. What is the simplest form of the square root of 72x to the third y squared times the square root of 10x to the third? Okay, so it's first thing we need to do is multiply. And so since they have the same index, we can multiply them. So we get 72x to the third y squared times 10x squared. And they went ahead and multiplied everything out. And they got 720 x to the fourth, y to the fifth. Now remember, every time you have 2 of something, 1 can come out. So 12 squared, or 144 times 5 equals 720. And so they divided that out and they got this value. So they knew that they can divide by 5, and then got 144, and they knew that 144 was really 12 squared. Also, x to the fourth is the same thing as saying x squared to the squared power, because I multiply my powers. And y to the fifth is the same as saying y squared times y. Okay, so everything that I have the squares of, they put under the radical, and everything that was left, they have the 5. They put under this radical. And so here they can take out the 12, because you can take the square root. They took out x squared and they took out y squared. Now they said that they're talking about the absolute value sign. So it says, now find the square root, since the square root of 72x cubed y squared and the square root of 10xy cubed must be real numbers. X and y are non-negative, so no absolute value symbols are needed. So if I'm going to square them, I know they're not going to be negative anyway, so I don't need the absolute value signs. And so I'm left with 12x squared, y squared, square root of 5y. Alright, so let's take a look and do the guided by ourselves. Alright, so they have the same index, so I can multiply them. And I'm going to get the square root of 45 x to the fifth y cubed times 35 x y to the fourth. I'm going to go ahead and multiply everything together. Well, actually I'm not. I'm just going to do 35 times 45. That's a little easier for me. I get x to the 6th and y to the 7th. And then I'm going to break this down. So I get 7 times 5 is 35. And 5 times 9 is 45. And I know that I have x squared times x squared times x squared, right? Because 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. And then I have y squared times y squared times y squared times y. And I broke it up into squareds because I know that every time I have a square, when I take the square root, one of those comes out. And so here I have 2 5s, so of course one comes out. And everybody knows the square root of 9 is 3, so I know one of those will come out. And then I have the squares here. And everything that I didn't circle will stay under the radical. So let's rewrite this. So I have, Alright, so I have 1 5 because I had 2 5s under. And I have the square root of 9, which is 3. I have an x here, an x here, an x here, a y here, a y here, and a y there. And then everything that's left is a 7 and a y. Multiply everything out, I get 15 x to the third, y to the third, square root of 7y. This time I need my absolute value signs because we're going to the third power. So it's x to the third, y to the third, square root of 7y. I hope this helps. Actually, I'm sorry, I apologize. My index is even because there's an invisible 2 here. Right? And so that means that this has to be positive. So that means that they can't be negative. So it's no absolute value needed. I apologize for that. Alright, I hope this helps.